Sky News can now call the winner of the 2024 presidential election. Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America. And
if they don't go back and try to say, we got to recount a bunch of crap and try to take it from him.
So the man who has upended all the rules of politics in America is president for a second time. The man who has been impeached twice, who has a criminal conviction, who stands accused of trying to overthrow the results of the last election.
You have a right to challenge an election in the United States of America. People don't like it. They can get over it. Everybody knows that damn election was stolen. Well, everybody that don't listen to the mainstream media bullshit knows the 2020 election was stolen.
Has won this one. It is a quite extraordinary moment. Whatever you think of him, love him or hate him, it is a stunning political comeback.
If they let him keep it.
Donald J. Trump, property developer, reality TV star turned politician, is back in the White House. This is an historic moment for America, but also for the world.
Yep.
Well, let's get reaction now to that historic
Let's get it. Can't
moment.
wait.
David Blevin's still with me. David, it's the result that obviously was predicted. Donald Trump gave his rally, his victory rally already this morning, projecting that he would win the election, and now we can confirm that he is going to be the 47th President of the United States.
It is one of those moments on which we will look back and ask, where were you when Donald Trump became the President of the United States for a second time? Completely contrary to what the polls were predicting.
Nope.
Completely contrary to what many people across the United States and the world.
Oh, the dumb ones.
He's heading back to Pennsylvania
Yep.
Avenue. There will be 4 more years of Trump.
If they don't try to take it from him.
This morning are reeling from the fact
Of course
that
they
he
are.
has done that in spectacular style. They cannot believe the extent to which he has seen off their candidate.
The only thing they can't believe is they didn't take more time to try to steal this election like they did the 2020 election.
Incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris, she went to bed early last night, keeping her own counsel, disappointing those who'd gathered to hear her, because she knew this moment was coming. She
didn't even bother to talk to the people that were waiting to hear her. Didn't show up. Sent some yeehaw out there to say she wasn't even going to be there.
That she would not make history and become the first woman to make it to the White House instead.
No. She was running on the fact that she was going to be the first black woman to become president of the United States. She had no policies. She said that she wouldn't change anything Joe Biden did. Everybody knows Joe Biden wasn't running nothing. That was an Obama third term. That's all that was. Nobody was buying the bullshit. Candace Owens has proved. Go check her out. Kamala Harris is not a black female. She is an Indian female. So feel free to go check that out.
Donald Trump makes history by becoming the first president in 132 years to serve 2 non-consecutive terms.
Yep.
Quite something for a man who was convicted of 34 felony charges earlier this year.
Everybody knows those were bullshit charges. They wanted him gone. They wanted him to never be able to run for president again. And they wanted him in prison. None of that was going to stick because it was all made up bullshit.
The polls were telling us all the way through it was so close, too close to call on a night.
Them polls were not showing it was too close to call. If you sat there, you could pull up the map on your phone, on your laptop, and you could hover over it and it would show you exactly where they were at.
Knife edge, all the cliches that you can imagine. But in the end, they were completely wrong because it is nice touch, a
We're not.
great margin, but he has won this victory, isn't it?
They got it wrong in 2016
Nope.
when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. Of course, she won the popular vote on that occasion.
That meant
They got it
nothing.
wrong in 2020, it has to be said, when Joe Biden narrowly took the crown.
They did get it wrong in 2020 because Joe Biden won nothing. They stole it.
And they've got it wrong again in spectacular fashion today
Nope.
because Donald Trump hasn't just won the Electoral College, he appears to be on course to win the popular vote. I think at the end of the day...
That's assuming, like I said, that they don't try now to go back and take it away.
Kamala Harris will have secured fewer Electoral College votes than any Democratic candidate since 1988. So
Because nobody voted for her. There was no primaries. There was no nothing. They put Joe Biden in there, and then Obama and his cronies ran the show, and then they decided several months ago that he wasn't going to run. He didn't even know he wasn't going to run. And they shut him up, put him in his basement, and stuck Kamala Harris up there. Nobody voted for her. Nobody wanted her in there. Nobody wants her in there now, while Donald Trump was elected.
despite all of her talk about America having a choice, that encouragement from the Vice President for this nation to turn a page in what she called the politics of hatred and division, they have chosen instead in many ways to go back to the future. They believe they will be better in the hands of Donald Trump.
Will be.
We said earlier, and I think it's fair to repeat it, that there is a sense of shock and awe. Shock for the Democrats at the fact that they were not even at this game at the end of the day, and awe among Republicans at the fact that their man is going back to the White House,
Yep.
and also awe about the fact that he appears to be going there with unchecked power because the Republicans have taken back the Senate. It looks like they're going to retain the House.
Good.
There are vacancies on the Supreme Court.
Good.
So Donald Trump is going to wield power that is beyond his wildest expectations, both here in the United States and across the world.
Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment.
Sky News can now call the winner of the 2024 presidential election.